Running a brokerage is hard work, so whether you're focused on building your own sales pipeline, hiring the best agents, leveling up your team's production, or protecting the culture you've built, you're in the right place. Real estate brings the challenges, and we share the solution. Welcome to the show dedicated to broker entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Brokerpreneur Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Brokerpreneur Podcast. I'm Dr. Ben Spears, the Doctor of Flow. I am here as usual with the big guy himself, Matt Vi. Matt, what's up, man?
Man, just living the dream. Just living the dream. How about you, Dr. Ben? I know you got a busy weekend with a bunch of family stuff and everything, right?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. My mom's coming in. You know, we got some kids sports stuff we got to do.
Get to do.
Get to do. Well, this is I actually do get to do it because I don't have to participate this time, which is it's always awesome. I can just be a spectator and cheer them on.
Nice.
And I'm sure we'll just have some fun while in between all those things as well. So, you got anything going on?
Always. I'm gonna be working.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I know, like work. I was like, I don't really want to ask Matt what he's doing because I know it's just gonna bum everybody out.
No, man, that's what I love to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Matt, tell us really quick, what is it that we're going to be talking about today, and then I'll tell everybody how to follow us.
Simple. Stop. If you want to hire more agents, stop recruiting.
Awesome, guys. Well, I cannot wait to see where this is going to go. I've got some notes here, but we'll see. We'll see. Man, wherever you're listening, man, hit that follow button. If you're watching us, hit that subscribe button. We'd so much appreciate that. Also, it helps the algorithm a ton. If you're on YouTube, if you just hit that little thumbs up, if you like the content, if you like today's title, right. Make sure you hit that thumb, right? Because I know everybody's gonna be hitting that.
Yep.
And go make sure you go to the links in the description below. We got a ton of free cool things that you guys can take home and use and join us and all that kind of stuff.
We got something else coming out, right? We got something else that we're getting ready to launch with everybody. You want to dig into that for just a second?
You dig into it, Matt.
Yeah. So we've got some. We try to keep the podcast to 20 to 30 minutes, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, sometimes we get into a topic, and because there's several of them in the podcast, maybe we didn't expand as much on a certain topic as we could.
Yep.
So what we're going to be doing is Tuesday through Thursday, we're going to take some of the topics that maybe we didn't spend as much time on, and we're going to dig just a little bit deeper into those, and we're going to share those. And if you like that whole episode, you're going to be able to click through and go listen to the rest of the episode. But this is just basically quick little bites, right? Brokerpreneur bites.
Yeah, Brokerpreneur bites.
And so that way you can grab onto it really fast, listen to it, and then get back with your day. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to lead you to some actionable things that are really going to make a difference really quickly in your business. So yeah.
So the way that I really like thinking about it is think of like Scooby snacks.
Right.
These are Brokerpreneur bites. Right, so if you need
it's going to energize you.
Yeah, you need that courage and that energy to go out there and grow your brokerage. Man, just pop in a couple Brokerpreneur bites
and unmask recruiting to see if it was the professor after all.
Yeah, exactly. I would have grown if it was those meddling agents.
That's right. Crappy agents.
Exactly. Well, guys, if by some chance you're still here with us,
God bless you, first of all.
God bless you, and let's continue on. So, yep. Matt.
Yes.
If you want to hire more agents, stop recruiting.
Yeah.
Right? I have to imagine it's got to be some kind of recruiting going on. So let's talk a little bit about tech or automation or whatever it is that you're going here.
Yeah, let's start with commission breath, right?
Okay.
So everybody's heard us talk about commission breath before,
for sure,
right? Okay. So commission breath really, when an agent is desperate to have a sale and everything, they start saying things and doing things and putting off this vibe that comes across in desperation, and it's like having bad breath. It just scares people away, right? So commission breath for an agent is whenever they need to have something or they really want to have something, but everybody can tell that's what they're doing, right? Okay. So recruiting breath is the same thing, right? It's the same exact thing. So you got to be. Some people are going to appreciate that you're recruiting. Some agents that you deal with are going to appreciate that you're recruiting when you connect with them. some of them, if they're just not in that place mentally, not only are they not going to appreciate it, it's going to have the opposite effect on them. Okay. If you call them and then 4 months later, you've forgotten that you've called them because you don't use a CRM or whatever. Okay. Or you call them and you call them 6 months later and you're just in a bad place. They're in a bad place accidentally when you call back. They're just like, I'm busy. Why do you keep trying to recruit me?
Yeah.
Here's the dangerous part on that. Man, that takes a toll with your relationship potentially with that person.
You're not.
That's telling the story of who you are in the marketplace with that person. They're going to tell other people about it whenever they get frustrated, right? But I think probably the biggest damage done is to you, the broker.
Why's that?
You have a bunch of those conversations with people. When people are saying, would you quit calling me? Would you stop it? I already told you I'm not going to move. Why are you doing this? And you're sitting there going, okay, my coach said the perfect way to overcome that objection of them telling me to go to hell is by me saying this. Right? How much of that do you have to put up with before you're like, man, this just sucks?
Yeah, that sucks.
Right? My energy is not in the place to do this every day for 3 hours or 40% of your day or whatever the crap is. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So stop recruiting. Right? Now, I'm going to say this part because this is important, and then we're going to dig into the leverage and the technology part that you alluded to just a second ago. Whenever I say stop recruiting, there are some people out there right now that are like, well, one, they're like, Matt, you're wrong, okay? And then there's another group of people out there that's like, man, I just have to recruit. If I don't recruit somebody right now, I'm going to end up not being able to, my business isn't going to stay sustainable, or I'm going to drown, or I'm going to, whatever the deal is, right? I'm going to lose my market share with my franchise because my franchise said I had to be a certain number of people within a certain amount of time, or whatever the deal is, right? So if that's the case, if that's the desperate situation that you're with, I'm going to just beg you for a second to take a step back from that and make sure that that even if you have to push that hard to recruit, that you don't have recruiting breath when you're doing it. Yeah. It's going to be extremely counterproductive mentally for you, and also it's going to be very counterproductive because what you say comes across in that desperate way, and you're just going to, and it's not going to go smoothly with the people that you're reaching out to. Okay. Yeah. So all right. So that's part of it. That doesn't mean don't recruit though. And whenever I say don't recruit, I mean stop recruiting the way that people historically look at what they say recruiting is.
Gotcha.
Right? So do you still have to get in front of people and build relationships? 100% you do. Absolutely, you need to keep building relationships with people. Absolutely, you need to make sure that you're continuing to have the conversations that when the time comes and that person wants to go somewhere else, that you've rented space in their head long enough so that you're the only option for them. Yeah. When they say, I want to go somewhere else, they shouldn't be saying, well, let me figure out where I'm going. Yeah. What they should be saying instead is, I'm not happy here. I know where I'm going.
I should call Matt.
That's exactly right. And if that's the case, then you as the person, you as the destination, you don't have to worry anymore about recruiting because those people are constantly coming in. Yeah. If you're desperate and you need to hurry up and hire people, that's whenever the problem comes in, that you start putting the wrong vibe out and things aren't happening the way that they're supposed to. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Because if you're doing that and you're putting that vibe out, then, let's say that agent was even really thinking about moving to another brokerage. If you're not adding value and you're constantly just be like, hey, come here and let me show you what I've got. Right. Let me show you what I got. Then that's telling them how you're maybe going to act once they actually come on board.
Absolutely.
Right? And they may be thinking, gosh, if I'm not like a crazy productive agent, this person's, this broker's going to be like, all right, now,
are you producing it? Are you producing it?
Producing it? Yeah. And so, again, it's just not how you want to look in front of the market.
Right. Unless that's you. Right. Oh, yeah. If that's you, go get them Tiger. Right. If that's you, absolutely 100% continue doing that, because that's the kind of agents that you want. Yeah. Right. Ones that appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to offend all the people that would do that. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My bad. Let's go on to the next thing, though. A brand.
Well,
right?
Well, hang on. Let's talk about leveraging technology, okay? Because you mentioned that, and
okay,
I kind of went off on a tangent for just a second about
First
people's
time ever.
breath. Yeah, imagine that. So we want to leverage technology, right? specifically automation. Now we're not going to drive off a cliff about this, but there's a big difference between a drip campaign and an email campaign and a workflow and all that kind of stuff. It's not all the same thing, right? Understand what the differences are between those. Understand which of those are going to fit how you want to do business.
Yeah.
Okay. A workflow might be one email goes out and then it prompts you 3 or 4 times over the next 4 weeks to reach out to the person to make sure they got the information in that email and that they were able to put it in play, right?
Yeah.
That's a workflow. An email campaign is just going to send an email out. It's going to send an email out. It's going to send an email out. It's going to send an email out, right? So know what it is that you're doing and what type of system you're using to make sure that you're using one that matches who and what you are as a company. Okay?
Gotcha.
That's a big part of the technology. I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make is, they're very relationship driven.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do the bulk of their recruiting, especially the front end part of the recruiting, by sending out a whole bunch of information that doesn't sound like them, and they're sending it out in a way that isn't how they would do it.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't match. Right? And so make sure that the tech that you're using, make sure the way that you're leveraging what it is that you're doing matches who you are. That's a crucial part of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really are just recruiting, right?
Yeah.
You're just, hey, let me do this, and then hopefully I get this, and then hopefully I get that, and then hopefully I'll get a hire. Or let me do these 7 things, and then at some point I can interview well enough and I can hire somebody. And none of that matches who you are. Why does it matter? Because if you hire somebody, if you recruit somebody and go through that process and develop the relationship with them, and they like who you are and what you do, they're going to stay longer.
For sure.
You're going to get legacy profits from that person because they stay longer because the way you hire them matches who you are. So all of that is simpatico. All that's connected, right?
Yeah.
Simpatico, is that the right word?
I don't know. I don't speak like Matt.
You don't speak Sasquatch.
Yeah, I don't speak Sasquatch. Sorry. I was thinking, because we've been, guys, just letting you know, we've been working on like an onboarding process for all of our brokerpreneur clients. And I was thinking about the, are you producing it? Are you producing it? And I was just thinking like, build a workflow. It's like using the CRM. We'll build a workflow out. That's like every other day.
Are you productive yet? Did you make your calls? Did you make your calls? Did you make your calls? Did you make your calls?
Exactly. So now we're going to get to the point,
that would take the place of a lot of coaching programs, by the way.
Yeah, you know it. And so that's hilarious.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, hilarious and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
But so we've talked about, tech just now. Right, I kind of alluded to the brand here just a second ago, but I want to, and I don't know if maybe this is where you're going, maybe it's not, but I want to think that we're probably talking about, well, gosh, if you have a killer brand that's being shared in the right way, then you don't necessarily have to traditionally recruit because you're attracting agents to that brand, that you've built and is being shared appropriately. If that's completely wrong.
It's not completely wrong, but it's completely incomplete.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Ben here. I hope you're enjoying this episode. If sometimes you feel overloaded or alone when it comes to building your brokerage, I want you to know that we are here for you. There's so much support available to agents, but hardly any dedicated to brokers. I want to personally invite you to schedule a complimentary strategy call where Matt will help you build a 3-step profitability plan that will immediately produce results. This is not a sales pitch. There's no obligation. Simply click the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the show.
Okay. You can have an incredible brand. And I honestly think a lot of brokers are really good brokers, and they offer a lot, and they really want to help agents out.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for 7 agents.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And the reason why is because who they are and what they are is just not in the market the way it needs to be, and it's not in front of the right audience.
Yeah.
Right. So it's build and deliver a strong brand. So it's not just about, do I have a good brand? If I want to stop chasing people in the traditional recruiting sense, then I have to build a brand that not only helps agents and helps them get productive and helps them stay on track and helps them with the things that they need and helps them expand who they are as a person and as a real estate agent and helps their clients and all that kind of stuff. If I want to build and have something like that, think about it. If I have that and it's working in my office and other people know about it, how hard is recruiting for you at that point?
Yeah.
The more people that know that, the easier recruiting becomes. Then you're not recruiting anymore. You're sharing your story. You're sharing that brand. You're sharing how you do things in the market in a way that helps other people know that you're the right choice for them if that's what they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, but we spoke with a broker, gosh, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and I remember we both got off of, kind of a Zoom call with them, and we were like, man, I like their brand.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last time, we're speaking, it's like, we're rebranding.
Yep.
And you and I both were just like, what?
What a mistake.
What a mistake.
Absolutely.
Your brand was amazing. It just wasn't shared correctly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so,
Yep.
I guess the reason I say that is it's really easy for a broker to maybe hear what we're talking about, and then their first thing in their mind is like, rebrand.
Right.
All right, we need to start fresh.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, great
you
point.
probably have a really killer
Absolutely.
brand
Yep.
already, just like Matt said before. But it's either someone else is telling your story,
Which happens all the time.
which happens all the time, or no one's sharing your story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which also happens all the time.
Absolutely. And just know that, so I'm a firm believer that every brokerage's story is being shared. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and if nobody knows about your brokerage, that's still sharing your story.
Yeah.
Right. So if an agent goes to look online and they have a great conversation with you, they bump into you at a networking event, or you're showing a property and they come up with their clients and you handle everything perfectly, and they're like, oh my gosh, and you go, yeah, well, here's a listing presentation I used to win this, and they're like, holy crap, this is just incredible. And then they go to find you online, or they go to find whatever it is somewhere else, and you're just there, or you're inconsistent and you don't look the same way as what you just presented at the front door. That's telling a story.
Yeah.
You got to be really careful to not do that. You want to talk about making recruiting tough? That makes recruiting tough.
Yeah.
When there's inconsistency and they see something and they want to believe it, they're like, man, this would be a good place for me to hang my license and do business, and maybe this is a great place that I could call home. One of your agents says, oh my gosh, you got to come work for us because blah blah blah, fill in the blank. And then the person goes and looks for you, and all of a sudden your logo is blurry in 3 spots on your website.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden the flyers that you've got have a logo that you had from 3 weeks ago, and your real estate company has 15 different yard signs that looks like with 10 different people and all that. Man, that's telling a story.
Yeah.
And that makes recruiting harder.
100%.
You better get good at objection handling. You're going to spend all your time in objection handling. You're not going to be able to be in an interview. You're not going to be able to teach a class. You're not going to be able to help an agent with a problem because you're going to be dealing with objection handling.
Yeah, the whole time.
That's a lot of memorization.
That is. Yeah, don't do that, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That's what I took.
Or you can do it. Rock on.
Yeah, that's what I took from all that.
Yep.
So we just finished helping a broker build something that was really cool in Tennessee that obviously makes it easy for them to share their story.
100%.
But number 2, makes it really easy for the agents who are already in their brokerage to share that broker's story.
Right.
And that kind of brings us to our third point here, our final point, which is, gosh, if you have your current agents bringing you referrals, bringing you agents, and you don't have to recruit either. All you have to do is say, look, I know I got 15 different yard signs.
Right.
It's not my fault. Right? Just find something else to blame it on, right? But that's so funny. They just texted me. They don't say that. They have all congruent yard signs. I'm not saying that. I was taking that back. Right? That was the universe saying like, hey, watch what you're saying there.
Because that's not them.
Yeah, it's not them. But yeah, there's things that you can do to help your agents bring you referrals.
Absolutely. So what is the pace that you want to be running at? Think about it like a marathon.
Full speed, mother.
Okay. So think about it like a marathon. Do you sprint a marathon? No, you don't sprint a marathon. Some people do.
Did you see the guy who just broke the world record?
I'm sure those guys. Pretty soon they're going to have it down to about 8 minutes.
Yeah,
those guys.
The guy ran a marathon
in under 2 hours.
2 hours and 35 seconds. Broke the record by 34 seconds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, can't
That's
even
amazing.
imagine. I can't even run in the mailbox.
Yeah, they are running a marathon.
Yes.
Most people do a marathon,
Exactly.
right? Okay, and not taking anything away from anybody. Marathon's the real deal, right?
Yeah, you know it.
So most people do a marathon though. Those guys are running it, but that's how you have to look at it. Am I going to run the marathon? Am I going to sprint parts of it? Am I going to jog it? Am I walking it? What is it that I'm doing with this marathon? As long as I understand that that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to get from point A to point Z. Some people are like, man, I really need to get my marathon, my half marathon. I want to break a record for a half marathon, and then I just want to finish this marathon.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big deal. Knowing that that's what you're doing, having that balance. Maybe I start off really strong and very traditional in my recruiting, but the ultimate goal is I want to get to a point where my story is being told. I have a referral network of my agents. My agents know how to refer people to me. That's my big picture plan of what I'm trying to accomplish with recruiting. You put that in place, maybe you start out one way, but you're ending up the way that you want to so that you can sustain it, so you can focus on the other pillars of your business.
Yeah.
And so the only way that's going to happen, if you're going to ever be able to take your foot off the gas and not have to just constantly be recruiting to add new people in the front door because they're rushing out the back door.
Yep.
If you want that to happen, you have to have a way of your agents being able to refer other people to you. They have to know exactly how to do it, and you have to know exactly what's going to happen when they do it.
Gotcha.
If you want to stop recruiting, those things better be in place. If not, you're not only not going to properly facilitate the one you get every once in a while,
Yeah.
but if it doesn't go smoothly, your agent and the agent that you acquired through that process are not going to feel like it flowed the way it was supposed to, and they're less likely to do it again.
Yeah. No,
You got a great
makes
way of
perfect
referring.
sense.
Yep.
Well, Matt,
Yep.
I'd be like, man, I did a marathon in 4 hours. I'd be pumped.
4 hours is a great time.
That's a great time.
Yeah.
Half the time.
Right.
It's phenomenal. Human beings are amazing, right? Especially certain human beings. Guys, here's what I want you to take from that. Everybody else still finished the race. I don't say everybody. But the majority of people who started that marathon still finished the race.
Absolutely. And you know how far that put them ahead of everybody else?
Yes. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, who were like, eating chips watching the marathon on TV.
Absolutely.
Or something. Yeah. Right? So just know that, if you see other people out there running that marathon with you, and maybe some of them are a little bit ahead of you, some of them are a little bit behind, and some are like, holy moly, that guy grew and scaled his brokerage in a month to 1,000 agents, whatever. It's no big deal.
It's 2 hours and 3 seconds.
Huh?
2 hours and 3 seconds.
What's that?
He just scaled it that quickly.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Then yeah, don't be like, oh well, I probably shouldn't. Why would I even try? Mm-hmm. No, you just finish your race. And
you know how much preparation went into getting it at 2:03?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
So that is if you're not willing, or if you're not in the situation to put, or don't want to put that much time, effort, and energy into it, then you better find a way of training to finish the marathon.
Yeah.
To complete it, because there's still you still appreciate it, and you still feel better, and you're still healthier, and you're still all of that. If you do it, your brokerage is still going to win.
Yeah.
Just figure out a way of how do I want to pace this? What time do I want? Am I trying to break records? Am I trying to whatever?
Yeah. Right? When I get here, where do I want to be?
Absolutely.
Right. When I'm at this point, when I'm at the 4 mile mark, what should my time be at that point?
Right.
Where do I want to be?
Right.
And so, perfect. Well, Matt, anything else before I put a little bow on it?
No, Ben.
I'm going to just put a big old bow on it this
There
time,
you
guys.
go.
I always put these little bows. This one's special, right? Guys, if you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, any of those platforms, make sure to hit that follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, gosh, we just love that. What's up? I feel like you're right here with us. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button and that bell right beside it to get notified every time we drop a new episode. Please leave a comment and say, this is the best time I ever did in a marathon. I'm cool with that. I'd like to know if you guys have done a marathon. Yep. If you haven't, say, I've never done one, Ben. Don't really want to, and we'll laugh together because I'm right there with you.
I've done one.
Yeah, well, that's you, Matt. It's not me. right? I can imagine you running with a laptop. And so, if you've done a marathon, put that in there. If you haven't, let us know that you haven't either. And gosh, well, maybe I'll come run one with you. That being said, hit that thumbs up. Go to brokerpreneurpodcast.com.
You know, there's people that run with laptops.
I don't doubt it one bit. That
People
guy
run
did
with
it
cakes.
in two hours.
He got people run with cakes and costumes and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Don't be making fun of me working on stuff.
I'm not making fun of you, man.
Whatever, man.
I'm glad.
Whatever.
I'm happy for you.
We'll let the audience judge you on that one.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because if they laughed, that's what you meant.
Yeah,
Even if they laugh to themselves while they're on a treadmill, that's what you meant.
Yeah, for sure. I don't care, guys. I actually like it when you laugh at me. And so, go there, check out all the cool things that we have to grow your brokerage. Remember what phase or stage of the business that you're in. We got so many cool things in the links in the description below. Mm-hmm. Free recruiting bundle, free recruiting personality test, free come to Brokerpreneur Not So Secret Society every single Friday. It's absolutely free. Matt and I are there live with some other brokers.
Somebody downloaded the appointment setting guide, and they set in. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
And whenever we talked to her on the phone, she said it wasn't the appointment setting guide, it was the recruiting letters.
Yeah.
And she said that she sent one of those out and got a response from it.
Yeah.
We
We don't put anything down there, guys, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Because then we get judged. You know what I mean? We can't. It's not like you click on it and it's going to say, make your calls. Are you productive today? No, that's not at all. That's not how we roll.
Yeah, we put you on a workflow that says you make your calls today.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, that's not how we roll, because we do this for one reason alone. Tell them what that is, man.
Man, we just want to be part of your win.